Chris Brisson, co-founder, CEO, chief cook and bottle washer, all the way from Florida. Tell us about SalesMessage, man. Welcome to the CRM Sushi podcast.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Wes, for having me. So we run another company called CallLoop, and we've been running that for a couple of years. And really the biggest problem that we heard from our customers that use CallLoop is mainly for kind of outbound mass text messaging, voice broadcasting. But we just kept hearing from customers over the years, and their biggest complaint was like, look, we want to be able to have two-way conversations with our prospects, our customers, our clients, our leads. We want to send it from a local phone number because the reality is they're calling people and no one's picking up. They're leaving voicemails and no one's responding. But magically, when they send them a text message, they can get a conversation started that helps them to book an appointment, schedule a demo, qualify a lead, and essentially drive sales and grow their business. But the problem is most of these companies they realize that text messaging is powerful, and they're literally typing with their thumbs and sending text messages from their personal cell phones to send business text messages. So even employees in companies are doing it, and it's not a effective way, especially for a business, to kind of have this overlying insight on what's actually being texted. Who owns the number? Do they have to buy them a new Apple phone so they can send text messages? And the reality is they're just typing with their thumb. So SalesMessage really provides a company a simple way to provision phone numbers to their team so they can send and receive texts, pictures, and receive phone calls from local phone numbers from the United States, Canada, that sort of thing. So that's why we built SalesMessage, was really just talking to our customers, and the reality is they wanted to send text messages not only from their phone but also from a computer, just like Facebook Messenger or just like Gmail. Right. So that's kind of the problem that we're out to solve, and really diving deep on the integration side as well.
So you're talking about local numbers. I mean, are you seeing this more of a success for local businesses? Because I sell nationally, I sell internationally.
Yep.
So it really doesn't matter what phone number I have. But is this good for what, like the local pest control company or?
Yeah, we have clients and customers that are using it now that are colleges, right? And so their market is millennials. Millennials don't want to talk on the phone. All they want to do is text.
Right.
So that was their biggest challenge, is sending text messages from their local market, right? And so when I say local, I mean like a real number. So my area code's 561. Yours may be 310 or 949 or whatever it is. And so for a local business, it makes sense to have that local phone number. We actually have a HVAC company, and they're like, look, we want an 804 number and we want a 757 number because that's where we're getting most of these leads. And what we realize is when they get a text or a phone call from 757, but they live in 804, like the likelihood of them not picking up or responding to the text is a lot higher.
Right.
So we want to be able to automate that and initiate a conversation through Infusionsoft to send a text message as coming from, cool, we know they're 757. Let's send them a text message from 757. So, it could be on a national level, but the reality is like CallLoop is very short code based, which is that kind of mass text messaging bulk, that bulk number or short code. It's not really meant for two-way. That looks even worse, right? Like having a two-way conversation from a bulk number.
Right.
And so local, like an actual real number, right? And you can choose whatever area code. Soon you'll be able to choose a toll-free number. So if you want like an 888 or 844 or 866, you can send that. So
right. Now you mentioned Infusionsoft. Do people need Infusionsoft to use this, or
no? Our big thing is we want to be able to make it easy for those customers. So whether they use HubSpot or Infusionsoft or ActiveCampaign or Zoho or Salesforce or whichever CRM, we want to make that integration seamless so they can see the record in their CRM. They don't have to use one. We have companies like an insurance agent, and he's killing it right now because all he's doing is texting people. He doesn't use his CRM, but again, he was calling people with little results, and now he can text, have that passive conversation that leads to a call. So it's not necessary, but we go deep on those integrations so you can automate those text messages from a campaign. You could apply tags, notes, activities from the interface of SalesMessage. And, we just make that integration nice and seamless.
So does that insurance agent send them a text and it says, like, if you're reading this while driving, you really should get some more car insurance from me?
Probably. It's probably good. That's a good text to send. Like, don't pick it up. But he's doing really well, and the realization, we have a transportation company, and I'm talking to the guy, and he's actually local here where I'm in South Florida. He goes, what's funny is I've got 3 sales guys. My best sales guy is just texting. Right. And all he's doing is texting, but he's using his personal cell phones. He's just sitting there all day texting people. My buddy sells cars, and, I was talking to him over the holiday, and real quick story, and kind of get into the product, but he is selling cars, and he's like, look, man, I gave up calling people. And I'm like, so what are you doing? He breaks open his phone. He's like, look, that's it. Scrolls through thousands of contacts. He's like, that's it. He's like, I just gave up calling people because 1, I'm annoying them. 2, they're not picking up anyways, and they're not going to call me back, and they want to text me. So he has his Android phone. He bought a Bluetooth keyboard so he could text faster, right? But you have people that are like, screw off, stop texting. Yeah. So but you have people that are like, stop texting, or like, hey, don't message me. Like, so he has a separate file on his Android phone that's like basically numbers of like people that said stop texting. So before he sends them a text, he has to go in this file. It's not. So anyhow, SalesMessage helps like automate that, right?
Well,
so more of a CRM based system.
So how is this insurance agent, this transportation company, this car salesman getting people's cell phone numbers? I mean, I don't give my cell phone out to anybody.
So it's all people requesting information, right? So it's not like they're buying a list and just mass texting. SalesMessage is not for that. It's really for, you go to a website, you fill out a web form, 15 minutes later, you get a text message, hey, Chris, it's all interest. So when's good to connect? See this afternoon, we can talk on the phone, that sort of thing. Right. So it's all warm leads that are coming through, or existing customers, clients, that sort of thing. We have a company, and they sell $4,000, $5,000 water purification systems, and like they love it because, again, like the reality is no one's picking up the phone. They want to text anyways. So like they use HubSpot, so they're automating that outbound kind of initial conversation through HubSpot, and then they're just kind of fielding those messages. A really funny story. Infusionsoft last month, we just bought a new Infusionsoft app, and the guy was calling me, he was emailing me, and I was just busy, and it was the last day of the month, and I got a text message, and I texted him back. I said, hey, is this your personal phone? He's like, yeah, it is. And anyhow, we ended up getting the app, but the interesting thing that you could essentially automate is, if you have a sales team or sales quota, think about how you can automate that basically pipeline for your sales team. So any like leads that are not converted yet at the end of the month or 3 days leading up to the month, automate that text message like, hey, how are you looking? Or, hey, what can we do? Or blah, 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 or whatever, like to initiate that conversation, because the customer or the person just sees it as a text.
Right.
But now you can fill that pipeline for your sales team. But we have people that use it for customer support, booking appointments, all sorts of stuff. So.
Yeah, and I'm always telling people multimedia, multi-step.
Yeah.
You have to digitally surround your prospects and your customers.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, man, it was, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. I was sitting in the courtyard of a hospital. My wife had to have surgery, and it was an involved procedure, and it was a couple of hours. So, I'm just sitting there. And it was the last day of the month and or the quarter.
Yeah.
And I got all these voice broadcasts from this one company, and I was interested, but I was just busy.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times salespeople, we think, oh, they're not interested, and we just blow them off. It's like, I say you stay in touch till they buy or die.
Right.
Right. And so I get a call, and it's like an 800 number or whatever. And I knew who it was, but I finally had time. Right? I was just literally sitting there. Didn't want to work. Didn't want to do anything. Just waiting. And so I answered the phone. And it was one of those automated deals. And they had a great offer. And I was like, okay. I had time on my hands. And so I clicked, pulled out my phone, or, just hung up, followed the link, used the promo code, and I bought.
Yeah.
because they were persistent, you know.
Right.
And then since I bought, I then opted out because they're too persistent.
Right.
But that persistence did make the sale.
Yeah.
I think too many people give up too soon, and they're not creative in how to reach out. So that's why I was interested to see how you're doing this, because like I literally use my Bluetooth keyboard and I'll type on my phone. I've got a lot of shortcuts and short codes that I use, like a text expander built into the iPhone. I made a YouTube video and a blog
like a
post.
super user, man, for your iPhone.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know. I have at least 100 short codes, you know, and like my whole bio, I have a long bio, a short bio, you know, I haven't even counted the characters, but I mean, hundreds of words.
Right.
You know, West bio, one word, spells it out. I mean, my cell phone number, my address, my EIN, you know, doing tax records.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Every Infusionsoft, HubSpot, Entreport, Active Campaign, I have short codes for them. You know, I'm an affiliate of all these different platforms. So if you want a demo of Active Campaign, it's AC Demo. It'll spell out my affiliate link, you know, all those things.
Yeah.
So I'm all about efficiency, man. So, now, fortunately, I own my own business, so it's okay that I'm texting from my own phone.
Right.
But companies with multiple staff, I mean, that's the worst thing in the world, because when your salespeople leave, there's a good chance those clients will go with them.
Yeah.
You know, that car salesman, for example. Yeah, sure. You know, say he's selling for Ford, and people are diehard Ford people, but people are also
a Chevy or whatever.
They're also fans of who treats them right.
Yeah.
You know, and I guarantee you that guy treats him right, stays in touch. You buy a Ford from him 3 years later, that lease is up. He says, hey, I'm at Chevy. I'm at Toyota now. Hey, you know, I know you got the Ford Taurus. You know, this Corolla's pretty dang nice. I'll get you a deal.
Yeah.
I bet people would switch. Some would, right? More than one, certainly more than none would switch because that salesperson leaves with their contact info. So,
and on that point too, it's like, as a business owner, I don't want to tell my employees to be like, hey guys, look, calling is not really working. So you need to start texting people and you need to start using your personal cell phone, right? I don't want them to do that, and nor do they want to do that. And so it's like, but that's what's effective. That's what's working. Right. So for a business to, you know, kind of pass that to their employees is not the right thing, because now the employee feels a little pressured. Now they have to literally mix, you know, personal and business. Or maybe, hey, you're using Google Voice, right? But Google Voice is only tied to one number, and there's no like integration, there's no API, right? So you really can't extend it. You can send texts and pictures and stuff, but from a team perspective, there's no real true understanding of what's actually being passed through there.
Right.
You know, because that's what we see, like customers like, hey, you know, we're using our personal cell phones, or hey, you know, we're using Google Voice, but we need a record. You know, we have a financial company, and their big thing is they need like, you know, an actual record of that text being sent on their CRM, because if they ever get audited and they go through compliance, if they don't have that information, they are out of compliance, and then therefore like all the other regulations and all the stuff that happens. And so, you know, recently the company came to us and like, look, we've been dying to have something like this. And we just needed our CRM record. Like, cool, right. We can do that. And they're like, oh my God, this is like, you have no idea how amazing this thing is for us. Right. So, you know, it just, you know, it allows that organization to again, kind of have that ownership of it, but also the freedom for people to come in and out and they still can control it. So,
right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, man, show us how it works.
Yeah. Let me, oh, there we go.
Turn those phones off. Down.
Hey, it's actually a good example, because guess what? I'm not going to answer the call.
So, if they texted you, you would stop doing everything you're doing.
If they texted me, I would get it. You know, I mean, that gets into a whole other concept, which is, you know, there's a platform that launched called Anchor, and Anchor was the audio for Twitter. And the problem is it takes time to listen to a voicemail. Like, send me a text and boom, right away I can get it. But for an audio, I have to listen to the audio.
I have voicemails sit in my phone for days.
Oh, I mean, I can't even tell you how many voicemails I have on my system. It's just, you know, again, it takes time. And that's the whole idea, is like the interruption of time. And audio, unfortunately, that format, you know, kind of dives into takes away our time, right?
Right.
So here's sales message, right? And so we want to make it as simple as possible and, as user-friendly as possible. So if you've used Facebook Messenger, it's kind of the same thing, right? It's nothing new. There's nothing new about it. So what we could do is I could put in your phone number, right? And in fact, do you want to demo it? We can always blank it out.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
Yep. 714-369-8004.
Wes, I don't want to butcher your name there. I'll have a hard time spelling it. So you can add contacts one by one, right? And that's a really simple way to add contacts. And right from here, I could easily type your text. So if you've used Slack before, it's kind of the same thing. Yep. So on the left side here, right now, we have merge fields. So I could easily merge in, boom, your first name, that other information. And also two merge fields can actually pass into or from your CRM. So I can dive into that, right? So I could easily send you a text. Right now you're a contact and you're going to get a text message from my sales message number, which is this 561.
Hey, I didn't opt in for this. I didn't give you permission.
Yeah. Well, you did. We're talking on the phone.
Dang. All right. There you go. Just replied.
Yeah. So it's all in real time, right? So there's a timestamp. You've got this conversation. Soon we're going to be actually pinging a source. So for example, the only information I have on you is your phone number.
Right.
But there's data out there that I could look up and go, that's 714. Well, that's Wes Schaefer. Here's his email. Here's his, Twitter handle. Like we can ping those. And that's coming soon.
That's coming. Okay.
Yeah.
What is soon? Like during Q2?
Yeah. I mean, we're just starting Q2. So yeah, definitely. I mean, the next 30 days, 45 days, something like that. So, I mean, we're on track to do that. And that's just a big feature that heck, I want to see,
What is that called? Like,
good question. I don't know. I would really call it kind of a
profile building.
Yeah, like enrichment or something.
Yeah.
Because again, we're like pulling down a phone number and now we're enriching that data with like real data. Most people don't change their phone number, right? Like maybe that's a Google Voice number or maybe that's like your
I've had this number since I moved to California. So that's December of 2004. Yeah.
So chances are you've probably been through 10 plus email addresses, right? A lot. So the phone number doesn't really change on.
Yeah. I worked with a couple of companies in the past but I didn't get the saleswhisperer.com until 2006. Didn't really start using it though publicly till probably 2008.
Yeah. The statistic is people don't change their phone numbers. The average is about 12 years. Now they change their email addresses, every couple of years. So, phone number, it's like I could pull that data up and literally know that that's you. The likelihood of that being you is, 95%, 90%. So anyhow, so we'll pull that data.
This number though, so you texted me from this 561 number.
Yep.
Now let's say you have 10 salespeople at your company, you need to get 10 separate phone numbers, right? For each salesperson.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So right now, we're, this is my organization, right? Brisson account, or it could be SalesMessage as an organization or CallLoop or whatever. And then I would just invite members to our team. So each member would essentially get their own phone numbers. They could get a 305, a 954, whatever phone number they want. I'll show you how that works in a second. Okay. All right. So basically, the chat here is all in real time. Soon we'll have like canned responses, right? Like you were mentioning, you have, your text expander, all that sort of stuff. So we'll have canned responses. So you as the organization, you could essentially create these canned responses, provision them to your entire team so they could easily kind of, drop in messages and that sort of thing. Plus links, right? So think about, maybe you have a promotion for the month and everyone's like, well, what's the link for the page? You could create links. Your whole team can have access to that. And then boom, they could, easily send those links to folks as well. So really you as the organization have a lot of power to now empower your overall team, right? So I'll actually show you the member side. So again, we integrate Fusion, ActiveCampaign, HubSpot, Marketo. Those are the ones right now. Soon Pipedrive, Salesforce, and Zoho. And we're, the ultimate goal here is to really create kind of like a Zapier like approach. So other platforms can essentially integrate into SalesMessage. The future of SalesMessage is not just text, but it's about Facebook Messenger. It's about WhatsApp or Viber or Voxer, that sort of thing. So we're really creating a platform for messaging, right? For essentially driving B2B business, business, that sort of thing. So you can easily just add a member, right? So I could say, let's get a 561. Here's some numbers to choose from. I can invite a person, they get an invitation and they become a member, and they have their own login to SalesMessage, and they don't see billing. They don't see all the other kind of organization information. They just see chat, right? And so they come in here, they could integrate their Infusionsoft account or their HubSpot account. So any records that they send now actually get timestamped, on the record saying, oh, Wes sent this person a text message, or Mary sent this person a message, right? So we can timestamp those messages on who actually sent it, right?
Cool.
So the other feature we have here is workflows. So workflow essentially allows you to create a text, right? I could just say test message. So let's say I want to integrate it into an Infusionsoft campaign, right? So the example at the end of the month, we want to basically fill our sales team with these responses. So we could send the text as coming from, me or Ryan or Charlie or whatever, and individually, or we could have that text message as coming from the Infusionsoft lead owner, right? Same thing for HubSpot. So, if we have, 7 sales guys, they're an Infusionsoft user, and you're round robining your leads, or you're distributing your leads through your sales team, well, we could easily set that up and then add it to a campaign, that sort of thing. So also too is we have custom fields. So for example, hey, this is actually coming from Infusionsoft, and if I want to add in a custom field here, like, hey, are you still interested in product, right? Whatever custom information you want to add in here. So we could easily create that. That workflow gives us basically a URL, right? A webhook. And now from Infusionsoft, I could add this to a campaign, and boom, like they could get that text message on when Infusionsoft triggers that.
Oh, I see. So you created here inside the app, and you go into what, like the HTTP post?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. So, again, like you can integrate this throughout your company. So a good example, we actually have Nathan. He has 4 gyms in Ohio, and he's like, look, I've got 40 trainers, and our big thing is about personalization, right? Like if you're my trainer, like I want to, have conversations with you. His problem is all these trainers have their own personal cell phone. They're texting customers and clients, and it's like, it's getting a little weird. So he's wanting to give them their own unique number, but also create these campaigns, these engagement campaigns, these wow campaigns, for certain actions that their client took. So one thing he wants to do is he's like, man, I want to be able to, every time somebody checks in, like we track that in Infusionsoft. So if they check in 10 times, I want to automate a text message from Wes, who's my trainer, to saying, hey, woohoo, congratulations. Like, you did it 10 times, right? So creating this personalization to everything, right? And guess what? The trainer didn't do it, but it makes the trainer look amazing. And when they do reply, guess what? Like the trainer can reply back to them. So, really kind of just extending that whole wow factor within a company, not just for sales, but really for communication, all the things that go along with really just growing a business.
Hey, how do you do the HTTP post in HubSpot?
Good question. Let's actually.
I haven't done that much with HubSpot.
So they have, so HubSpot has webhooks, right?
Oh, okay.
So I will show you here. So with a workflow, right? So workflow is basically an automation campaign. So for example, we have, an automation workflow here, right? So they fill out a form, they get added to the sequence. So this would just be a webhook, right? So you could go over here, type webhook, add trigger campaign.
Yep.
And voila, paste in that
Yeah.
that link, which actually this is set for Infusionsoft, but you know, I could create one for
Yeah,
HubSpot.
Yeah, I just haven't done that with HubSpot yet.
Yeah, it's very simple. Yeah, so that's all you would do. I mean, really, for Infusionsoft, it's the same concept. For HubSpot, you just create that workflow, pop it in here, and then voila, you're good, right?
Yeah, very cool.
So like if you wanted to rotate the leads, right? HubSpot owner, Charlie, cool. So now we're doing lead distribution. SalesMessage is the one that will now pipe it to go, all right, first lead goes to Chris, second one's Charlie, you know, back and forth.
Yeah.
So
that
sort of thing. Yeah. And then we have call forwarding, right? So the question is, hey, what happens when someone actually calls me? So I just have it forward to, you know, to my phone, and I get a call. I see, oh, cool. I got a call from SalesMessage, and I pick up and it says, hey, you have a call from SalesMessage, press 1 to connect. I press 1, and now I'm having that conversation. So they don't know my personal cell. They just see this 771, you know, phone number, right? One of the biggest things is a mobile app. So it's kind of in the works right now. And we haven't even fully launched the product, but, you know, we've got, you know, a good amount of customers using it pretty much daily to, you know, to help them, you know, book appointments, do all this, you know, all the sort of stuff that, that we mentioned.
Right.
So.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that's it. So what do you think?
Yeah, man, this is, that's fantastic. Yeah. What's that book appointment? Can you,
yeah. So this is actually
calendar.
Yeah. So I'll show you a couple things here. So book appointments. One of the big things that we see is, hey, people want to book appointments. So I can just go, all right, cool. I want to book appointment with Wes. I click that, and then boom, meeting with Wes, right? And I can put the time, the date, location, send you an invite, boom, with one click. So same goes for, you know, Apple or Outlook or Yahoo, or even if we integrate it with, let's say, HubSpot, like you use HubSpot meetings. So we could say, all right, you know, if I integrate it with HubSpot, I go, boom, HubSpot, I click it, and now it goes straight to a contact record where I can book that meeting, right? So really creating that just really simple integration for getting stuff done quickly.
Right.
So I'll show you another thing in here. I think it may come up. Yeah, so here we go, right? So this is a contact that came from Infusionsoft. So they filled out a web form. We sent that HTTP post, and now, boom, they get added into our SalesMessage account. So now what I can do is I can click, all right, view the lead. I could, you know, apply a tag. I could add a task.
So is it pulling up an Infusionsoft sidebar there?
Yep.
And so is it going to pull up an orange HubSpot sidebar?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. So if this was a contact that came from HubSpot, we would show it in there. Or if it was an existing contact in HubSpot, we would show that there as well. So this, like, you know, obviously some of them don't have it because this didn't come from Infusionsoft, right? So this was, again, someone filled out a form. They, you know, Infusionsoft triggered that webhook, and then bam, because we have a contact record on this person, I could view the lead, right? So here's the lead, right? So I can go here and let's say, you know, want to, you know, assign a task or whatever. Right, I could easily add that. Right, so now if I go down here and refresh this, I could easily see, cool, there it is, right? So there's a task, right? Same thing for notes, right? I could do that. Now book appointment, right? You see how Infusionsoft popped up? So if I click that, voila. So now I can book an appointment and literally just, again, with one click, kind of set all this stuff up. So whatever platform you're using, it's just like one click away to get that done.
So right now, your HubSpot, ActiveCampaign, Marketo, Infusionsoft, you've got Zoho, Salesforce coming, and then a Zapier integration. Basically, you'll work with almost anything, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, Zapier, obviously everyone wants Zapier, so do we. So Zapier is actually in the works, probably be done fairly soon. But yeah, I mean, our goal is, you know, obviously go deep on the platforms that make the most sense, right? Like Pipedrive, Salesforce, and then really kind of like, I guess what Slack did, which is really kind of create that open marketplace for anyone to kind of integrate into sales message, but also extend the interface, right? So let's say we integrate with Pipedrive, right? So Pipedrive would have their own little app here, or Active Campaign, kind of the same concept, right? So give you that extension inside of our own app, that real estate to help your customers get more out of sales message.
So are other platforms doing this like for the big boys, or are you focused on the small business, or can this scale to any size?
Yeah, I mean, it can scale to any size. I mean, we have clients, that have 1 seat or 2 seats. We have guys that have 15 seats. We have customers that reach out to us like, look, we've got 1,400 seats. Wow. So, I mean, it can grow to virtually anything, right? And so, we built a platform to scale to allow us to kind of extend into that. But again, any organization can come in and add members. There's obviously certain features that we'll have to kind of make better so they can, they could add 100 people or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it's, there's small business and, and each platform kind of tells the tale of how large or small the client will be, right? Like if we integrate with Aweber, it's probably going to be more solo, small business, that sort of thing. It may not even make sense for Aweber because it's not really a CRM, but, like Infusionsoft, smaller business, there's some large, some small, but medium. Salesforce, you're getting into enterprise, Marketo, HubSpot, you're getting into larger enterprise, 50 seats plus, that sort of deal.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it really kind of goes up and down really.
Right. And how do you handle pricing? Is there a setup? Is there a contract?
Yeah. It's pretty simple. I mean, basically it's just $10.
$99,999. Okay. Hey,
we got lucky, man. I got 100,000 credits in my account. Yeah. So it's, if you're familiar with Twilio and their model, we kind of take the same thing. So basically it's $10 per seat, and a seat gives you, a user account. They can come in, send text, that sort of thing. And they also get a phone number. And then from that, really the organization essentially funds their account, right? So basically we have, if we had 50 people, 50 members in here, they're basically sending and receiving text messages, pictures, phone calls, that sort of thing. And the balance, will then drop down. So right now it's basically $0.015 a text, 3 cents a picture, 5 cents a minute. So it's ridiculously affordable for anyone to use it and get results. It's funny, the other day, I was talking to a client, and again, the water guys, they sell $4,000 units, and they sent, 15 text messages to somebody, $4,000, right? So it's like, it's ridiculous how effective it is to, again, get to that next step, right?
Now, people don't need a Twilio account. It's all handled through yours, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's handled through ours. So, they just, again, provision a number on our platform. Now we can port numbers, right? So if you have another number that, use so-and-so system, that sort of thing, you could port it over to us, right? We can go through that process, do the manual work on the back end, and you could port it over to us. Like we had customers like, oh, we use phone.com, right? And they're like, well, we have those numbers there, but kind of sucks. Like we would rather move it over to SalesMessage. And so we could port that number from phone.com and then push it into our platform.
So it's $10 per seat per month?
Yep. Yeah. $10 per seat per month, or $100 for the year. And that's for the seat. And then again, you would just buy credits, right? So, you can add funds, I want to add $10, right? Or I can set up auto recharge. So if it falls below $5, recharge it back up, that sort of thing.
And then you said, so 1.5 cents per text, 3 cents per picture?
Yep. Yeah. So you can send, so right now you can actually receive pictures, right? Like if you texted in a photo, like it will appear here.
Right.
We don't have the ability to send photos yet, but it's in the works.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Very nice. So where do we send people?
Yeah, just go to, if you want to go to salesmessage.com/ what do you think?
Wes.
Okay. SalesMessage.
How about Sushi?
Okay.
There we go. salesmessage.com/sushi.
Yep. Done. Yeah. So they can go there, get an account, and basically it's a $1 trial. So you can sign up, get a number, play around with it, test it. You can integrate it into whichever platform is available.
Right.
So there's no kind of fee, no integration fee or tiered system. You just have access to the platform.
Right.
And at that point, you just, upgrade by buying credits, essentially.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
very cool.
Good deal.
All right, man. Well, this has been a good demo and enlightening for me. Are you going to be at Icon? Are you going to have a booth?
Yeah. We got a booth. We're in the developer showcase, which is really
nice.
Cool.
Very
cool. So, hopefully take home the win, which would be great. But yeah, we got a booth out there. We'll be out there and our, basically getting the whole team and everyone out there. So
yeah. All right, cool. Well, I will see you there and I will sing your praises, man. This is cool.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. And let me know when it's live and, we'll push it out and that sort of thing. So.
Oh yeah. We'll publish this before Icon for sure. So
beautiful.
This cleaned up and edited and sent out to all the world.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it. So look forward to it. All right.
Brisson, salesmessage.com. Thanks for coming on the CRM Sushi podcast. It's been great.
All right. Thanks, Wes.